Here's an unplanned part 2 to last week's video. The objective here is to demonstrate how easy it is to get into mission editing by making a short and simple mission. It will be easier to understand if you've watched last week's video, okay? As usual, I'll be running Eden Enhanced along with other mods, but the main thing here is the Eden Enhanced mod and how it can help you in editing your mission. Now, last week we talked about who, when, what, why, and where. These are the questions that you can ask yourself before going into the actual editing, okay? So let's fill in the blanks, shall we? Who am I making this mission for? Now, for the purpose of this video and a demo, I'm gonna make the video. I'm gonna make the mission for maybe say about 4 individuals. All right. Then when does this take place? The era. So it's modern era. So modern weapons and stuff like that. Okay. So what is the objective? The objective for today would be to make a assassinate HVT mission. Okay, and also to add maybe like a little bit of a story. Why does this occur? Okay, so maybe this kind of story is maybe when you want to give like during a brief or something like that. Yeah. So why did this occur? Maybe this guy committed too many war crimes? I don't know. Alright, you come up with your own. So where does this take place? Maybe say Altis, everyone has it, right? So with all of that filled up, now let's jump into the mission editor. Then let's look for Altis. Continue. And just wait forever for it to load. Right, now that we're loading the map, first thing first, I'm going to save this scenario. I'm going to go to MP missions, give it a meaningful name, made simple underscore demo. Okay, save it. Now the next step is that I'm going to scout for an AO, right? For the sake of this demo, I'm gonna find a small little village, or maybe just a building like this, a really small one. This is too big. Now it's just for the sake of the for this demo. So you can go and find your own town or whatsoever for a larger AO. That'd be nice. Okay.
A few moments later.
Yeah. Okay. This seems good. So once I've already scouted for an AO, I'm going to do is to mark this AO with an objective marker. Give it a meaningful name. But now in this case it's assassinate HVT. Alright. Now once I'm done with that, I'm going to go scout for the spawn point. Okay. Well, this is a demo, so I'm going to get the guys to spawn really close. Say for example, I mean close enough but not too close. Say here, I guess. Solar panel farm, something along that line. Seems like a nice little place to spawn. Anything else? Nah. Okay, how about this one? Yeah, seems fair enough, I guess. Good. So now that I've found a place to spawn, once again, I'm going to do marker. Flag. Where's the flag? Flag. So give it a meaningful name. This is what players will see. So spawn point, I guess. Right, spawn point. Okay, go ahead and save your game again. Save often, it'll do you good. Okay, your core might just suddenly shut down. You might lose power. Game might crash, so on and so forth. It's not going to be nice, alright? So once I've found a spawn point, what I'm going to do... Now, if I am not doing for a demo, I will go to Compositions, Custom, and then load up Multiplayer Setup, alright? I'm going to show you what I have here, so at least you have an idea of what you can put in. So I have a single player... A single player playable character, denoted by this red ring. It is for like testing, just in case I need to run around, test some stuff, troubleshoot a couple of things, I guess. Very useful. Now you have the playable characters here, denoted by the purple ring, right? So this is what you play as when you play as the player in the game, right? Or rather in the match, however you want to call it. Now a respawn position, wherever this module is where you will respawn, or rather where your guys also will respawn. Okay. Now I'm not going to use this. I'm going to do it from scratch. So NATO, Survivor. So the first entity you place down will always be a single player character, so just leave it there. Now you can use it for troubleshooting as I've mentioned earlier. Now I'm going to put four playable characters, alright? So hold down left control, left click 1, 2, 3, 4. Now take note, you see this I don't really know you can see it carefully or not, or rather see it clearly. Do you see this little web coming out from my cursor to the AI entity? This means that if I place it down, the guy that I placed down on my cursor will be part of this group here. Okay, you see the group icon, Alpha 1, 2. Right, so I'm not gonna place it down because we really have four guys, and you know, for this demo we're gonna have a 4-player co-op. Alright, so they are not, they're not playable characters yet because they don't have this purple ring. We're gonna make them into a playable character. So click on double click on this group icon. Wait for it to load. If you have like 100 mods like me, it's gonna take a while. You don't really have to bother about composite state because this is for AI stuff, right? You need to bother about this one. Object control, playable, check. Press OK, you will see ring, right? Good. Now at the same time, here comes the cool part about Eden Enhance, right? Give it a minute. Now scroll all the way down. If you have Eden Enhance, go to Unit Trace. Usually, now I will set this for my game. So a little bit on my end would be, I'm playing in a very small group, say, I don't know, 6, 7 individuals. So most of the time we share the roles, or rather, all of us are actually like, all of us are medic, engineer, explosive specialist, UAV hacker, a sniper, gunner, whatsoever. Okay, so we don't have like a fixed role per se. In most cases. Now, well, other complicated stuff like the fact that I introduce a role restriction and all that doesn't matter, but just know that we are in a small group. We don't have the luxury of, say, a dedicated medic, a dedicated saw gunner, sniper, so on and so forth, okay? So I'm always checking all of this. Now camouflage coefficient, audible coefficient, and load coefficient. These are the things that you need to read if you have Eden Enhance installed. Read them, see what they say, and then act accordingly. Okay. Now for load coefficient, you can pause the video right now. Just read. Okay. How should I put this? How I would describe this is this is the slider that determines how unfit your soldier is. If it's like all the way up, means to say this folder is going to take 4 steps and this is going to pend like mad. So I don't want, honestly, I'm not a fan of like, loading up your gear in, I think vanilla game, I'm very sure of it. I think that is why I moved to a more modded game, because I really can't do that whole walk 4 steps and then I start panting and my gun goes freaking everywhere, alright? Now this is a personal preference, you don't have to follow. I always put it to 0.1, okay? So pretty much I'm really done. I already have a playable the status. I've already set unit traits. I also, most of the time, I'm running Ace also. So all of this I'm setting. You can just look through. Okay, you don't have to follow. Now we are done for this grouping. Now I need them to spawn, so I'm going to go systems. Multiplayer respawn position. So I'm going to have them spawn in front of this table. How about that? Let's move this group away for now. I want the guys to spawn in front of this table, okay? So I placed down a respawn position module. I'm going to double click on it, give it a meaningful name. This name will be shown when they respawn, okay? Or rather when they select the place to respawn. Name, how about spawn home, something along that line. Give it a meaningful name, it helps. Type infantry, we are playing as infantry. Leading side, I'm playing as the blue 4, so blue 4. Show to everyone, no, I want it to be only the side. However, notification. Every time someone spawns, you'll be notified. I don't want it, it's annoying, alright? Press OK, done. We're not fully done, per se. Now move on I'm going to go to Attributes, Multiplayer. Now this is where I tell the game that, hey, I want my guys to be able to respawn. So respawn on custom position, select respawn position, check. Usually I give them 5 seconds interval. So every time they die, the respawn time will be 5 seconds. I'm happy with it. If you want respawn tickets, so on and so forth, read the two, or I mean, this is pretty obvious. Respawn tickets for Blue 4 opt for independent and civilian. So act accordingly. For now, I'm good. Press OK. Now we are pretty much done with the respawn and having playable characters here. Okay. Now we need weapons, right? So I'm going to make a virtual arsenal. Now with Eden Enhanced, I can pretty much make anything into a virtual arsenal. Doesn't matter if it's like a crane, a vehicle, or maybe even something that doesn't even make sense. Let's find something that doesn't make sense, shall we? Now, also, it is good, like what I've mentioned in the previous video, it is good to know your asset, because at this point, look, there's so many options, right? If I'm going to expand all of this, I'm going to be here forever, okay? So maybe say I'm going to make a water pump for us, maybe. No, sand. We're out this anyway. Make sand, water pump into a virtual arsenal. With Eden Enhanced, simply double click. Equipment storage, arsenal checkbox, check it, press OK, and done. Simple, isn't it? Now we have, up to this point, we have playable character, a respawn point, and then the game already understands that within this scenario you'll be able to respawn on this position. Okay, you have your weapons, which is your virtual arsenal. Also, earlier we have a AO marked out, right? An area of operation, right? So let's give them some vehicles, right? Because it's quite a distance to travel on foot. It's about also this function is in Eden Enhanced. It's about that's far. Like in a straight line, if you can walk on water, it'll be 3.2 clicks. It's a lot further, I guess, on ground. So let's give them some sort of a vehicle. Since it's a very, very, very small mission, alright? It's for demo anyway. You can go and beautify your mission and make however big your mission you want it to be. So in this case, let's use something modded, shall we? So I know that over here I can find some sort of a Humvee. Whoops, I'm supposed to use the desert camo. Okay, maybe say, since it's a very small mission, we'll get a Humvee without a weapon on it. So, what looks nice? I don't know. This one. Now if I place it down, there will be this guy inside here. It will be a crew inside. I don't want it to be a crewed vehicle, okay? So what I can do, there's two ways. One, I can click on it, hold down left alternate before I place it, right? You see, the minute I hold down left alternate, the icon will turn yellow. Let me see if I can show you much easily. Okay, see, say this grass here. See this yellow? Hold down left alternate now, it turns yellow, and I place it, okay? Alternatively, you could uncheck this option, place vehicles with crew, uncheck it, and anytime you place whatsoever vehicle, like simply left click and all that stuff, they won't have a crew, okay? So, two similar vehicles. Now, in every vehicle there will always be an inventory, okay, with like weapons, grenades, and medical items, I guess, if I remember correctly. So let's highlight this. I want to get rid of it. My rationale is that, the guys might be loading up bags of ammunition, or maybe say spare rockets, stuff like that. It's a lot more troublesome for them to individually take out 10 magazine, 10 first aid kit. Rather I clear it. It's gonna take a while. Then press OK so that they can just load up instantly without having to remove anything. Gentle reminder, save and save again. So you have playable character, you have a virtual arsenal, which is your weapons, and then you have a vehicle as a mode of transport, which is, for this demo, pretty damn good enough. Alright? Now let's move on to this for the bad guys, alright? You have your AO. You're gonna do a lot of your fighting here. Now, this is a tip from me to you. I don't know why I call this actually. It's more of like creating a template. So just see what I do and then try and understand it. I'll try to explain as much as possible, but I sometimes I don't even understand how to explain this portion. So I have I'm gonna have one of each enemy role in this scenario. I mean in this template, sorry. So I have one rifleman. Sorry, I'm gonna have rifleman. I'm gonna have where's the sharpshooter? Sharpshooter. I'm gonna have where's auto rifleman? Yeah, here we go. Auto rifleman, and maybe say what would be nice? I don't know. Missile specialist? Yeah, how about that? Boom. Okay. Save again. Now the purpose of this is that I will do some settings over here. Okay, I tell you what, I'll do the settings first. So I'm gonna make set them as a group, or rather they've already set as a group, and I'll do their setting as a group. So behavior is save, open. This is my personal preference. It's up to you to choose. Now here is that this skill portion, what I found out is that if you put it down here like that, 100%, you're gonna be fighting with super soldiers with superhuman reflexes. It's not gonna be fun, honestly. For me, at the very least, if they are a trained nation or an organization, then I'll put them at 70%. Spec Ops 75% towards 80. Pushing 80 is already pushing it. Usually at 75%. Then if they are, say, for example, how should I put it? Lesser trained army or militia rebels will be at 50 to 40%. Yeah, I kind of find that it's a good balance. If you put like 10% or 20%, they'll just be brain dead. So in this case, he said it's a nation, trained soldiers, 70% for me at the very least. Then I'll have corporal, doesn't matter. Now, one thing is the AI. I always this is in Eden Enhance, or rather an Eden Enhance function. Okay, so I generally put them at somewhere like that, randomly chucking values. Then commanding, I'll put them at max. Courage, I put them as max. Then carry on with this random ass value. Fleeing coefficient, you can pause the video, read it. Technically, the lower it is, the more courage they have. The higher it is, they're chicken out. So I put them as 0. That's about it. Alright, okay. Now the reason why I made this template is because, say for example, I want to have 2 auto riflemen, 2 riflemen, and 2 marksmen over at this entrance here. Now, a lot of mistakes I've seen and heard is that people will do, they will just put 2 riflemen, 2 auto riflemen. What was it? What was the other one? Marksman, is it? Shit, I can't remember. What? Marksman, I think? I can't remember. Whatever, sharpshooter, okay? And group these guys together first. Now they always do this and then they'll go into this option. And if they have like, Eden Enhance, then they'll be like going here, setting all of this, setting blah blah blah. And then you're gonna repeat this for the group here, group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, group number 4, this whole action. All of this will take you a lot of time. In the long run, it'll take a lot of time. It might not be a lot of time right now as you can see it, but after placing maybe say for example 30 groups, then you take all of that time, you add it up, it's gonna be a lot of time, right? So what I always suggest is, hold on, I want to delete this. What I always suggest is create a template with one of each role that you're gonna be using in this scenario, and then you can do, what was it earlier again? 2 riflemen. So Control C, so highlight it with left click, Control C, 2 riflemen. Was it 1 sharpshooter? 1 sharpshooter, 2 auto riflemen. Okay, copy. You can drag it here. Now you can start beautifying your scenario. Okay, this sharpshooter is here, dwarfman is here. What I did was just copy and paste all of this and put it here, but at the same time, these guys in this group here, the new group by the entrance, have the values that I set over here. Does it make more sense to you? Alright, think about it. Okay, so that's that. Now you can have a couple more. I'm going to put maybe say a few more just for demonstration purpose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and shooter 1, 2, 3, 4.
Later.
Just imagine that I've already done up this whole entire place, with Outpost, with Overwatch and all that stuff, blah blah blah. Alright, fair enough. One thing I want to mention is that it's about the whole balancing your game kind of thing. Now for a group of 4, a small group of 4, clearing this area would be rather easy if it's purely infantry. Okay? What you can do is to introduce force multipliers. For example, things like turrets. Now I did mention in the previous video that I cannot did I mention? I don't know. All I can say is that I cannot teach you how to balance because it's through experience and through your knowledge of how you're going to play your scenario. Alright? Because different scenario has different way of balancing a zone. And let me repeat again, a zone is where you want your battles to be. In this case will be this little pot down here. Okay? So depending on the zone itself, say for example you want to recreate 13 hours of Benghazi, then your balancing would be very different from someone who is creating a pistol only infiltration, maybe say Splinter Cell-esque mission. You get what I mean? So these are the things I cannot teach you. It's just through 1, feedback, 2, have a feel of how missions would be. For example, you can download scenarios from the workshop, understand how these people put this the enemy AI, and then maybe take notes from them. These are the things that you can use to study how to balance a mission. Alright. Now, for example, we have only that many guys. Okay, for example. Okay, so how do I introduce force multiplier to the game? Okay, say for example you have a total of however many you see on the screen right now. Okay, let's just say put these guys here. What I can do is to have maybe say this rifleman. What I can grab is a turret. This is a 50 cal turret. Okay. Now, the minute you place this turret here, or rather the minute I place this turret here, the blue 4 team will have to concentrate on this turret first, else you'll shred them to pieces the minute they come over here. Make sense? This is technically you already introduced a force multiplier to it, and the guys have to prioritize this threat in order to progress into this compound. Okay? Now, if you want to push it a little bit further, I can also recommend a car. One tip from me is to gradually increase, or rather gradually introduce force multiplier. I don't go immediately to a tank, you know what I mean? I go by turret and then maybe get a bigger picture, zoom out and see, okay, is it too many turret? One too many? Or maybe say I can have another turret, say for example, maybe over here, okay? Maybe this one guy can do it. Maybe this rifleman, okay? Maybe this one rifleman can do it. Yes, one turret down here. Okay, is it too many? Okay, it's just nice. Now I'm going to introduce another force multiplier. It will be this vehicle with the M134. Okay. So the minute I introduce this, maybe say I want to get it crewed up by a crew. So I'm going to place this guy, drop it him. I don't really know if this is a Eden enhanced feature. I cannot remember. So what I do is I hover over this driver icon. Oh, here. Sorry. Yeah, it's the driver icon. So I'm gonna change seat, change the gunner. immediately he's in the gunner seat. Right? So the moment I introduce this vehicle with the M134 as a force multiplier, now those guys have to concentrate on this vehicle first before they concentrate on this 2 turret up there before they can actually secure this whole compound. So this is how force multipliers work. The guys have to prioritize this first before they work on something else, right? So in other words, think about it as like a slide, okay? Or rather obstacle course. The toughest obstacle course will always come first. They will always have to prioritize on the most the toughest of the obstacle course, which is like your tank. Then it goes down to IFV or APCs, and then slowly goes down to a mounted gun on a vehicle, you know, then goes to turret, and then goes to infantry. Then you can also break it down in infantry, maybe say a sniper, and then you break it, then it slowly goes down to a marksman, auto rifleman, and then to a rifleman. Make sense? If it doesn't make sense, it's fine, okay? It's fine. You don't have to go and think about it too much. All of this comes with experience, honestly. I can, you know, maybe say make a 1 hour video, or I can maybe just stream 1 hour talking purely about how to balance a zone. At the end of the day, if you don't have experience, you will not understand it. I mean, okay, maybe you understand a little bit after 1 whole hour, but at the end of the day, it's still experience, okay? So the last tip I can give you is to ask for feedback. If you're playing with especially if you're playing with a clan, you know, a very big clan, don't be afraid to ask for feedback. It'll help you in the long run. You know, some feedback might sting a little, but you can use that and then analyze that. Why does it? Why is this person, maybe say for example, not satisfied with it? Or maybe, this person, why is he so satisfied? Did he give you a reason? Maybe he's driving down here, then he's telling you that oh, it's really cool that, you know, I see this M134 over here, this vehicle with the M134 looking at, so we have to quickly dismount, and then we have to split out, stuff like that. Then you understand these little things that make the player tick, you know what I mean? How to challenge them. In the long run, you will be able to understand how you can challenge the player by introducing force multipliers, and also balance out the whole difficult mission versus fun mission kind of thing. Okay? Well, this is a pretty small mission. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. This is totally unplanned. I didn't have this plan at all. I just, you know, thought of that. If I have a theory lesson, then I might as well have a practical lesson. Something along that line. Okay? So with that, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright, bye!